Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Henry. I'm here from the Kent Invicta Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to Business Bites. So, just to go through a quick few ground rules for today. Firstly, I'm joined by Mukesh and Ivis, who are going to be delivering the session on how AI voice agents are changing the game for business. Now, I'm going to let you into a little secret. I got a quick sneak preview of this one yesterday when we were double checking a few of the technical side of things. And this is going to be an incredibly engaging session for you all. So please do make sure you are utilizing the chat function throughout with any questions or points of views that you've got. Obviously, we'll, as per usual, get to these questions at the end of the session, but it's going to be interactive, it's going to be fast paced, and there's going to be lots for Mukesh and Ivis to be going through. So I don't want to take up too much more of your time. If you do have any questions throughout, like I said, please do put those into the chat. But without further ado, I'm going to pass on to Mukesh and Ivis, who are going to be conducting this session. Over to you two.
Thank you, Henry, and good morning, everyone. I'm Mukesh from Voxilium, also joined by Ivis here as well. So thank you for making time on this morning. So we're really excited to talk to you about AI voice agents and particularly how they can be practically used in businesses of all shapes and sizes from different areas. So what I'll be doing today is three things really. I'll start by just kind of bringing you up to speed as to what we're seeing in the market. What are some of the challenges around call handling systems and managing calls? Then I'm going to go into a live demo. Live demos are always fun and interactive. So we'll go into that. And what we want to show you is how you can create an agent, how it can get going, how it can handle calls, and then we've got an even more advanced use case we'll dive into. And then for the rest of the time, we just want to open it up. Love to hear your feedback, love to hear your comments. Ivis is also a telco expert and understands AI very deeply. So if there's any specific areas we need to get into, we can certainly do that as well. So let's get started. So just to set the scene, an interesting statistic I came across recently was that nearly 30 billion is lost to missed calls across the UK to businesses every year. Now, even if half of that number is correct, that's a lot of revenue that is leaving the door, right, and not coming into organizations. And more interestingly, half of inbound calls to small businesses actually go unanswered, which is quite a high statistic. And out of that, 85% of callers never call back. So if you put that into practical terms, let's say you're an accountancy practice, someone calls up, they're looking for tax advice or need help with their tax return. If they can't get through to you, they're more likely to go on to the next organization they find on Google. If you're a professional services company, you're a project management company, you're in a meeting, a call comes in. If you can't pick it up, it's most likely gone. Or it's 5:30 on a Friday afternoon, you've got an issue with your boiler, or you need some tradesperson or contractor to come up. If you can't pick up the phone, it's more likely going to go to the next person who picks up that call. So this is kind of an ongoing challenge that's existed for some time. And how organizations have typically tried to address this is in kind of four ways, right? So the most common way is voicemail. Recent statistic actually showed that 80% of callers actually hang up on voicemail. And voicemail is also interesting that not many people leave messages, but also if you don't have a centralized way of managing and accessing those voicemails and messages, they can fall through the gaps. IVR is another option. Press 1 for sales, press 2 for support, press 3 for customer success. Can be frustrating, and in fact, there's a 40% drop-off rate in terms of callers. They get frustrated and just put the phone down. And also for companies, it's not an easy system to set up. It can be expensive, it's complicated, you've got to feed and water it and constantly manage it. There's also call answering services, right, where you can outsource this to a third-party company. These can be expensive, they can be inconsistent. And the other key thing is they don't always really know your business on a regular basis if you made any changes or updates. And lastly, of course, you've got yourself and your team, but you can't be in two places at the same time. You're in a meeting, you're on an event, you're at a customer site. If you can't pick up the call, you can't respond to customer inquiries, then that is lost revenue out of the door. But it's not just about revenue, it's also about the customer experience. If you got customers that call in and want to ask about a new service, a product, or book something, it's also important they can get through to someone. So switching gears a little bit. So AI, which I'm sure everyone is very familiar with and is fed up of hearing all the time, is evolving really fast. And one of the areas Voxilium has been focused on is specializing in voice AI and how it can be implemented into organizations. Now, the technology itself has evolved rapidly over the last 12 months. It's gone from sounding robotic to be very conversational. You've now got multiple accents, you've got multiple languages, and you've also got sentiment analysis as well that is available, and other features are coming further down the line. And the great thing with AI is that there's not a huge amount of configuration required. There's no robots, there's no trees that you have to be created. So when we created Voxy, we really wanted to create a solution that would help organizations drive more revenue, capture more revenue, but provide better customer experience and improve productivity without it being complicated. So the idea is a solution like Voxy becomes your first point of contact without disrupting what your team's doing, but acting as that safety net because sometimes you can't pick up every single phone call, right? You could be in the middle of something, or you could be away, it could be out of hours, a whole bunch of things. Okay, so that's enough of the talking. What I want to do now is, in fact, go into a live demo. So I'm going to share my screen here. So essentially, what we're going to do here is this is the Voxy website. I'm just going to go ahead and actually create an agent as we're on the call. Okay. So as we are working with the Kent Invicta Chamber, here we go. We actually are going to use them as a test, right? So the way you can build an agent with Voxy is very easy. You can either use a Google profile if you have a Google profile, or you can even put in a website. Google profile works quite well. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and train this agent. So what's happening now is it's looking through the website, the messaging, and the Google profile and optimizing that data. And here we go. Right. So this is always the fun bit. So now we're going to try a call.
Welcome to Kent Invicta Chamber of Commerce. How can I help you today?
Hi, I just wanted to find out your address, please.
Of course. Our address is Ashford Business Point, Waterbrook Avenue, Sevington, Ashford, TN240LH, United Kingdom. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's everything. Thanks. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Okay, so you got the idea. We've just created this, oops, in a couple of seconds, but we're gonna go a little bit deeper now. So now I'm gonna go ahead and set up an account. So we'll call it account. Okay, so what's happening now? We're just creating an account.
Sorry, I think you had a typo in the email address.
Or did I? Okay. Let me start again. Thank you, Ivis. Good to have you there. That's it. I've got it, I think. Oh, oh, what's happened there?
You might need to train a new agent, I think.
Let me try again.
Welcome to Kenton.
Perfect. Let's try that again. This is a great thing with live demos, guys. We've been testing this and working on this, but it has happened. So let's just try Kent in Vic. Oh, any reason why that's happening, Iris?
I think you just need to close this agent and train it again. I'm sorry. I think because of the typo in the first attempt.
Sorry about this, guys. This is the fun of live demos. One thing we're going to quickly crack on here. Right, we're just going to do this very quickly again.
Welcome to Kenton Victor Chamber of Commerce. How may I assist you today?
Hi, just wanted your postal address, please.
Of course. Our postal address is Ashford Business Point, Waterbrook.
Okay, got the idea. So this time we will okay, that is right. Okay, great. So now let's okay, so what's happening now is the company profile is being created. So as you can see here, what's happened is Voxy has scraped all the information from Google essentially and grabbed this information. And I can also add in some FAQs and so forth. But for the interest of time, I'm just going to move forward. Okay, so now the agent is being configured. Now, the other thing you can do here is you can change the voice.
The first move is what sets everything in motion.
So we've got that one. We've got
The
Clarice.
first is what sets everything in motion. I am a virtual assistant.
Okay. And then there's a bunch of other ones, but let's go with Clarice. Let's go with a professional tone. And then we go to the next step here. Okay. Now, personalized greeting. Now, this is just giving us a general greeting, but at this point, we also recommend you could put in something like all calls are being recorded for training and monitoring purposes and so forth. But in any case, that's our greeting. And we can also set up SMS here. So I will very quickly do that. Okay. And this is also for two-factor authentication as well. So let's quickly put that in place. Okay, great. So now what's happened is we've configured the client, we've configured the agent. Now we've actually got our own number, which we can call into. So let's give that a call. So let me just dial this 0203 807 6308. And
Welcome to Kenton Victor Chamber of Commerce. How may I assist you today?
hi, I was actually interested in new membership options.
Thank you for your interest in becoming a member of Kent Invicta Chamber of Commerce. While I don't have detailed membership package information to hand, I can connect you with the right team or take a message for our membership specialist to get in touch with you. May I please have your name and the best phone number to reach you? If you'd like, you can also leave any specific questions or requirements you have about membership, and I'll make sure the right person gets back to you.
Sure. My name is Terry Smith. And can you get someone to call me back before 5 o'clock today? It's pretty urgent.
Thank you, Terry. To ensure someone contacts you promptly, may I please have the best phone number for you? Also, is there anything specific about the membership options you'd like the team to know? Or would you just like a general call back? I'll make sure to mark your request as urgent and highlight that you need a response before 5 o'clock today.
Yeah, just a general follow-up. My number is 07880 602 329.
Thank you, Terry. Just to confirm, your name is Terry Smith. Your phone number is 078806022329, and you'd like someone to call you back for a general discussion about membership before 5 p.m. today. I'll mark your request as urgent and ensure the membership team has all your details. Is everything correct?
Yeah, that's great. Look forward to speaking to your team. Thank you then.
Thank you, Terry. I've noted your request as urgent, and a member of our team will contact you before 5 p.m. today. If you need anything else, please do not hesitate to call us again. Have a wonderful day.
Okay, so now we haven't properly configured that agent, but you can kind of get an idea of how quickly the AI is learning what's going on. Now, the next thing I've done here is I've gone into our dashboard here, right? So as I was going through the conversation, the dashboard is kind of providing all this information easily. Now, when designing the dashboard, we wanted to make it really easy to kind of follow, like almost like an email inbox. So what I can see here is I've had 2 calls that have come in. I haven't had any bookings or escalations, and I can get some other good data here as well. But if I go into my inbox, I can see, okay, well, I've had a couple of calls here. Let's have a look at this one in particular. Okay, so I can see there's an urgent follow-up. It's unresolved. So we've done some high-level tagging there. I can see Terry Smith called, right? And he wants a call later on. The other great thing is we've got the ability to take the full transcript. So you've got all the information here on the transcript. And I've got an ability to listen to the recording as well.
Welcome to Kent Invicta Chamber of Commerce. How may I assist you today?
Hi, I was actually interested in. So you get the idea, right? So that this becomes a nice, easy dashboard for your teams to manage and looking at how things work there. Now, in the meantime, what should have also happened is I've got a email that should have come through. So if you can see that here, I've also had email notification. So it kind of gives me an idea. Caller Terry Smith called at that particular time. And at the same point, the other option we have, of course, is SMS. So obviously you can't see that, but I am getting an SMS notification as well, right? So it kind of comes a fail-safe essentially. So I'm getting the information in the dashboard, I'm getting an SMS, and I'm getting an email, right? Obviously you can turn these on and off depending on what you need. But anyway, let's go back to the dashboard, right? Now we've got this working. Now the other great thing is that I can begin to train this agent on my business, right? So if Henry wanted to, for instance, provide more information around memberships or other details, or provide more information on questions that they should be asking prior to setting up a meeting or following up, we can customize that here as well, and we can put in specific questions. I can also attach this to my calendar. So if I'm out of office or I'm not available at certain times, I can know when the agent is going to be picking up my calls or not. And then likewise with the agent itself, we can begin to train it to almost act like an employee or someone in your business, right? So I can change the language, instructions. I can instruct it on a personality, the types of business I have, and in terms of the goal of the conversation as well, right? So the AI can be trained to essentially gather as much information as you want before it puts down the phone. And of course, lastly, what's also important is guide rails, right? We don't want the agent to enter into deep political conversations or say anything that, begins to hallucinate. So we can really fine tune and tighten that up as well. And another feature we got here is call transfer, which I'll jump onto in a second and show you how that works. Okay, so that's the agent built. Now, obviously, I can train this and educate this and make it better and better, and they do learn and they do improve as they go forward. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about and show you in terms of a demo is a slightly more advanced use case. So what we've done here is we've done basic call handling. Okay. Now, what about if someone calls in and they actually want to book a specific meeting, right? Or book a appointment? Could we also create another agent that is trained specifically on that skill set? So think about it. You have one agent that does your generic call handling. Then you could have an agent that is trained on customer support, one that is trained on sales or finance or accounting, whatever it may be. So let's try that next. So now I'm going to make another call here, and we're going to basically have a conversation with another agent to see if we can get a appointment booked.
Morning, this is James at Voxilium. How can I help you today?
Hi, James. I've got a problem with my network router.
Thank you for letting me know. So, you're calling about an issue with your network router. I want to make sure I get all the right details so our team can help. Can I take your full name, please?
Yeah, my name is Terry Smith.
Thank you, Terry. What's the best contact number for you in case the team needs to reach you?
Yeah, it's 07880 602 329.
Thanks, Terry. Could you give me a bit more detail about the problem you're experiencing with your network router?
Yeah,
For
look,
example,
look, the network's been down. I need to book in a support engineer ASAP. Can you put me through to the booking team?
Understood, Terry. I'll put you through to the booking team now so you can schedule a support engineer. Please hold for a moment.
Welcome to Voxilium. Could I take your full name and a quick description of your issue so I can book a support engineer for you as soon as possible?
Yeah, sure. My name's Terry Smith, and network's been down. I need to book an appointment ASAP.
Thank you, Terry. Would you confirm the best email address to reach you? And do you have a preferred date and time for the support appointment?
Yeah, so my email address is hello@hivoxy.ai.
Thanks, Terry. Do you have a preferred date and time for the support engineer appointment? Or should I book the earliest available slot for you?
Why don't we do Monday between 9 and 12?
Thanks, Terry. I've booked you in for a support engineer on Monday, June 1st at 9 a.m. They'll come to your location to resolve the network issue. Is there anything else you'd like to add before I let you go?
No, that's everything. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
Okay, so what we've done there is we've had one AI agent take the initial call handling, and then the second agent has gone ahead and set up the meeting. Now, here we go. So you could see in my calendar now that network meeting has been put in, and the email address has been sent as well. Now, this is obviously just a test example, but you can get the idea on what can be done here. Okay. So look, so that's the two demos. So apart from the first glitch with the first one, the second one worked well. What I'd like to do now is just wrap up, and then obviously we'll open up for some questions. So as I mentioned, call handling, inbound calls still make up a big part of businesses today. And what we're able to do is provide a service that can handle calls 24/7 without voicemail, without IVR. You can train the agents to do essentially whatever you want to do in your business. The more they learn about the business, the better they become. As you kind of heard, the conversation is natural and conversational. You can change the language, the sex, X, Y, Z. So you've got different ways to do that. Handles inquiries, captures the details. And look, and the most important thing here is that you don't need a vast amount of time of expertise to set these things up. The way we've designed this is that it can be configured and set up quite quickly. Now, obviously, if you had more advanced use cases and you wanted to add more features or agents or configuration, we can certainly do that. But you kind of decide and control what the agent is going to look like and sound like. So you've got that ability here. And as we've shown, we've also got the ability to transfer and book calls. Now, if I have 2 minutes, Henry, I just want to show one more thing, which is so if any of you are using Claude or ChatGTP, we've also built an integration now. So let's just check. Are you connected to Voxy? Okay. So what we've done here is we've built an integration into Claude. Okay, so Lex, can you tell me how many calls I had in last 14 days? Okay, so what Claude has been able to do is also pull directly from Voxy how many calls I've had. And also, which is quite handy, is because it can show me how many resolved, how many partly short, and how many were. And then I can write, can you create a follow-up email for my team to action these calls? And essentially gives me the ability to go in and look at what's going on. Now, Ivis and I were talking about this earlier on. What comes from here really comes down to your imagination, because you can pretty much integrate Claude into Voxy, into HubSpot, into other areas, and you can create a whole workflow around this. And you can begin to sort of go beyond this whole area. Okay, so anyway, so it's created a quick email for me. But again, just to give you an idea of beyond just call handling, there's a lot more that can be done with AI. Okay, so with that, I'm actually going to stop sharing and would love to hear feedback, comments, questions from all of you this morning.
Perfect. Mukesh, thank you very much for that. Super informative, very engaging, as I mentioned earlier. Roland, you had the first question. Did you want to unmute and ask away?
Yeah, hi. Just where's the data processed? Where's it held? Where's the agent working out of?
Sorry, say that again. Sorry, Roland.
Which location, sorry, is the data held, and
So
is the
this,
agent
so
processing
this
data?
is data is in the UK. So we have 3 data centers, one in Germany, one in the UK, one in the US. We also have data privacy, GDPR in place, and all those elements.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. Let's just check it's not hopping over to the US at any point.
No. Wait, I mean, look, we're a UK business, and
Yeah.
we, GDPR is very critical in Europe, right? So we
Yeah.
hold the data
Yeah.
here,
Especially
and there's
now.
data retention rules and so forth. Absolutely. Yeah,
Cool.
good
Thank
question.
you.
Thank you, Roland. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Roland. And Emma, you had a quick question as well. Did you want to unmute and ask away?
Yeah, sorry, slow on the button pressing there. I just wondered about these subscription packages, because depending on how much data you collect, the storage is going to increase, isn't it? So is it tiered?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way we work the model is that, in fact, I can actually, why don't I just do this? Go straight to the website, and you could essentially, we have 3 plans, very simple. Starter plan basically is to get going. We've kept the pricing really competitive. It's £79 a month. And for that, you get 200 calls. And for anything that goes above that, there's a per call charge. And then we have a growth plan where you can integrate call bookings and so forth. And then the advanced plan where you can begin to build your own agents. A lot of the customers we've got using this have found that it pretty much pays for itself in the first couple of weeks, because any missed calls or clients that you wouldn't have got otherwise, you can get them back. But yeah, there's no additional costs for storage. We just base it on an allocation of number of minutes you have.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, great. Other questions?
I was about to say that. There we go, Joanne. You've got a quick question. Do you want to unmute and ask?
I've actually got a whole list of questions, so I'll need to speak to you guys afterwards. But
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I do business development for SMEs, and I've got a lot of companies that are really struggling with the situation. So I'm so glad I came to this today. So apart from all the other questions I've got, I like the start free version, but to understand, what point does it click over into being chargeable? Is there a usage?
7-day free trial.
Right? 7 days. Okay, right. Yeah.
Now look, the start free option is there, but we love to help customers as well. So we will sit down with them, we'll go through it, we'll configure it, we'll change any prompts, right? But the whole reason we created start free is that we just wanted people to start, using it and experimenting, right? But yeah, we could follow up afterwards. If you want to jump on a longer call and so forth, we'd be happy to help you.
Brilliant.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks.
Perfect. And one last question, Roland. You had another point. Did you want to ask away?
Yeah, when you were doing the demos, especially the first one where the agents just taking the call, giving a bit of information, was that like the basic agent, or was that using the advanced agent?
That was just a basic agent. So what we did there, Roland, we just scraped the information from Google Profile, right? And I only did that live, right? I mean, so we did that in like 3 minutes. Over time, you can train the agents, and they do get better and they improve. So you can make them more sophisticated and more like your business.
So if your website says got a reasonable amount of content for answers to questions, it could actually spread your website and take the data from that.
Yeah, it can do. Yeah, no, that's a really good question, because some websites have a lot of filler content as well on there. So that's where the prompting and keeping that information is really important, right? So so if you don't have a Google profile, not a problem. We can scrape the data, or we can upload any of your company information as well. It could be a PDF, it could be a company brochure, it could be pricing. So one of the customers we have, they've got their complete price list on there, so they can even provide quotations as well.
Okay, cool.
Okay, thanks.
Brilliant. Well, that brings us to the end of today's Business Bite session. Thank you to everyone for joining us and engaging in the Q&A at the end. Like I said, it's been a super engaging question. If you did want to get in touch with Mukesh afterwards, let us know and we can put you in touch for sure. Like I said, he's definitely happy to follow up on this one. Finally, I've been Henry. I think are you just putting your email address on there? There we go. You can see the email address is just at the bottom there if you did want to get in touch with Mukesh. There we are. That brings us to the end. I've been Henry from the Kent and Victor Chamber of Commerce. Thank you all ever so much for coming. Mukesh, thank you so much for that session. It's been brilliant. And have a fantastic rest of your day and a great weekend when it arrives. Take care.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your time today.